conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, you guys know what the deal is. You're in tune to the Double Barrel J's with my main brother from down under, Mind of Jamal. How are you doing here, sir?
Well, how are things up there in Minnesota doing? Hopefully, I know some people it's snowing in certain areas of the country, but just want to say hello to you, Jermain. Glad you're doing okay. Everybody, if you are on YouTube, hit that love button. Listen, hit the love button. Just don't hit the like button. Hit them hearts. Piss Facebook off. If you're on Rumble, if you got a YouTube, go over to YouTube, hit the thumbs up. And Rumble, as you see, we have moderators over here on Jermain's page, Rumble Rebels, because some people are trying to hurt us by posting comments. So somebody can screenshot them and say, see the stuff they allow on their pages? It's okay, cool, we're going to have fun, but we're not going to let y'all take us down some crazy stuff either.
Absolutely. There is some new moderators on Rumble. All right. So the folks who have been picked, I'm going to pick a few more other people. Please, please keep your eyes out. There's a lot of idiots just like my man said here who would like to really take down a show and make sure that folks can't find us. Right, putting crazy comments in there, trying to make it look like something that it's not. So we need to be very vigilant, keep the eyes open, right? Absolutely, and point them out, and we'll do our best to get that person gone. All right, absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to. We certainly are. There's a lot of BS going on in this country. And let me tell you something. The liberal left, the gosh darn, even a lot of folks on the right ain't talking about it. It's almost as if like we're living in a twilight zone right now, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and get down to business. Let's speak about what's going on in this country that ails all of us honestly and respectfully, right? Absolutely. Brother, let me tell you something. Haven't been on for a week. Last week it was my birthday.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. I spent it at the therapist. Physical therapy, occupational therapy, a whole chiropractor.
Well, Jermain, all of us remember that horrible accident that you had. So, yes, we understand that if you can't make it or you're out, you're still technically you're better than what you was.
Oh yeah.
But you're still healing. So it's gonna be times that the doctor or the chiropractor is gonna say, gonna put you down. Basically, he's gonna put you down.
Yeah. You know, let me tell you something. Sometimes it's like that, ladies and gentlemen. With this accident, I'm still dealing with a lot of stuff. I go to therapy 4 times a week. Yeah, I got to see people I don't want to see 4 times a week. It's crazy. It is. I kind of feel like a kid in a sense. Yeah. Yeah. And I got to go. So, I got to get better. So that's what it is. That's what it is. So I want to let everybody know, thank you for all the prayers out there, for everybody who wish me a good, happy birthday, I want to go ahead and say thank you as well. All right? I definitely want to thank you guys for those well wishes. So without further ado, buddy, I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to play. How about yourself?
I'm ready to go over here with my Rumble Rebels, and I'm ready to rock on the Rumble Rebels.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, please do us a favor, a little bit of a favor. I need you guys to hit that like button. I need you guys to share. Oh, yeah. It's that time. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to share. You see what's going on in this country. They don't like me. They don't like you. To the point where they're looking at our messages. They're trying to deplatform us. They're trying to make sure that they put us in what we call a digital prison. Yeah, that means that we online, they put us in a box and make sure that nobody can look at us. Nobody can see what we're speaking about except for ourselves. A digital prison, that's what I call it. And we shall not be locked up. So I need you to hit that like button. I need you to share. First one up here. First one up. I'd like to go ahead and speak about what's going on in Chicago. Or Chicago. Yeah. Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know Chicago, right? Yeah. Barack Obama's home place. Yeah, that's where the devil lives. They said the devil's down in Georgia. I say, the devil's in Chicago. You better believe it. And you could tell with all the mischief that happened over this past weekend. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Make sure you do share. I want you guys to take a look at this. In Chicago this past weekend, the teens ran amok. Yeah, Chicago teens ran amok. I don't know what amok is, but they ran it. Let me tell you. I don't even know. But they ran it, and they did a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Jumping on cars like a Christmas jamboree. I kid you not. I want to go ahead here, ladies and gentlemen, and show you guys this here before I play this video. Make sure you guys share. Do your due diligence. Don't treat me like a side chick. Don't treat me like your baby mama or your baby daddy.
Not them.
Not them. Right? We know how crazy they are. Yeah. Don't treat me like them. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. Transitioning. This is coming from Fox 32 Chicago. Oh, yeah. Fox 32 Chicago. Look at what the headline says. They said they were going to kill us. Couple attacked by teens in Chicago speaks out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what was going on this past weekend. We know how crazy they are. Let me tell you. They were going crazy in Chicago. Hit that like button, make sure you share. They were going crazy in Chicago. Let me go ahead here and run this story, and when it come back, I want to speak about it. Okay? And let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and play a game here. This game is real nice. It might get me in trouble, but gosh darn it, I live on the edge, let me tell you. Yeah. You know I live on the edge, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-huh. Yes, I do. The game is called Name That Race. Yeah, you laughing. Hold on, I gotta show the crowd that how you laughing, brother. It's called Name That Race, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, you entered Jermain's domain. It's called Name That Race. We're gonna play a game. Teens were jumping up and down on cars like Summer Jam or Christmas Jamboree. What color were they? What color? And smell like blunts and Arizona tea. What color were they? Takis and hot Cheetos. What color? Bad weave and gosh darn it,
cocoa butter.
And butter. And shea butter. Yeah, and shea butter, ladies and gentlemen. What color were they? Let me go ahead and run this when it come back. We'll speak about it. Make sure you put your answers down. Don't you worry. Wrong answers are okay as well. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go.
Some breaking news off the top. Hundreds of teens flooding into downtown Chicago tonight, smashing car windows, trying to get into Millennium Park, prompting a major police response. Within the past few minutes, shots were fired near the corner of Madison and Michigan. Now, we had a news crew on the scene, but they had to move because of safety concerns. I was there a little bit earlier, about an hour and a half ago, and saw police escorting tourists and visitors to their cars in the Millennium Park parking garage. The crowd was trying to get into Millennium Park, but there are checkpoints that are not allowing anyone under the age of 21 who's not with an adult to get in. So they're massing across the street on the other side of Michigan Avenue. I spoke to a woman whose car was smashed by people jumping on the windshield. She says the crowd began beating her husband as he sat in the driver's seat. He's now been sent to Northwestern Memorial Hospital. I also talked to a woman, a Chicago native, who was appalled by what she saw.
What I see out here is completely ludicrous, to be honest with you. I'm a part of what I see. I'm from Chicago, and I understand kids having a good time, but this is simply bad parenting. We have to do better as parents. Our kids should not be out here. Where are their parents at? That's my question.
The situation continues to develop at this hour. As we mentioned, we have a reporter on the scene, but there are some security concerns. Fox 32's Nate Rogers is on Michigan Avenue in a protective position. Nate, can you tell us what you see right now?
Yeah, that's right, Dane. As you just mentioned, we're downtown on Michigan and Randolph. I'm actually probably a block away from a lot of where the chaos has originated. Right now, Chicago police are trying to clear Michigan Avenue, at least from Randolph until maybe 3 or 4 blocks south on Michigan. Very active scene indeed. Hundreds of officers working this investigation. There are reports unconfirmed by Chicago police of multiple people shot at Michigan and Washington, also Michigan and Wabash. The Chicago Fire Department, we're told, is here along with paramedics and Chicago SWAT teams, all assisting in this investigation. Now, the chaos here downtown began or erupted just before 8 p.m. Several hundred young people traveling in groups, kids seen jumping barricades into Millennium Park, also jumping on top of cars. Other reports indicated large groups trying to force their way into the Art Institute. This appears to be one of those teen takeovers that we saw last year, publicized widely on social media, attracting thousands into the downtown area as well as to Chicago area beaches. The teens are seen with their cell phones out, Bluetooth music speakers blasting, dancing while recording videos, hoping that they'll go viral. Now, I'm back out here live really just within the last 10 minutes or so ago. My photographer and I, Raphael, we heard at least 4 gunshots while we were standing at Michigan and Washington. We ran along with another TV news crew just to get to safety. Maybe 5 minutes after that, we heard even more gunshots. And so right now, Chicago police are trying to clear this area. If you can see from where I'm standing right now, gridlock traffic indeed. I mean, Chicago police here in great numbers, along with the Chicago Fire Department, paramedics. We understand that SWAT teams are here as well. A lot of folks are being rerouted to nearby public transportation just so they can get home. We also have seen police trying to escort tourists back into their hotels. Chicago police working right now to get a handle on all of this. We haven't received any updated information on if there have been any victims associated with any of this. That is the latest here in downtown Chicago. Nate Rogers, Fox 32, Chicago.
Wow. Fox 32, Chicago. My goodness gracious. 700 to 800 teens. This is what they're talking about, Jamal. 700 to 800 teens. Let's go ahead and finish off this game right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you say that most of the teens are black, put 1.
I thought they were Asians. I thought there's some Chinese restaurants.
And you're seeing a whole bunch of fried chicken rice on the ground now, go ahead and put 2. All right? Chicken fried rice on the ground
soy
with
sauce,
Asian.
duck sauce.
So, yeah, soy sauce and meal. Number 2. 3. White. Absolutely. White is right. Is it number 3? Gosh darn it. Nobody's wasting any time, Jamal. They all putting down 1.
Oh,
Gosh darn it.
I thought I saw somebody dropping some packets of soy sauce and math books in a calculator. Because you know Asians are always keeping a math book and a calculator somewhere. So I'm thinking, daggone, this math book's in the calculator.
I'm telling you. What do you think about this here, brother? How are all these gosh darn teens running out and none of the parents are down there whooping their ass? What's going on?
Because there ain't no parents there. That's why. What we seen in Chicago, what we are looking at in Chicago right now, we are looking at children and the single mother phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
It's official. I've said it before. Single mother parenting results are in, and it's a direct failure. To hear the Chicago officials, they want to blame it on something other than what the problem is. The black community has totally gotten out of control. There are no fathers in these homes. There is no one there to instill fear and respect for authority. When you don't have a father in the home, you have a lack of fear when it comes to authority.
Yep.
And these teenagers are just showing what it is. All these years of, I don't need no man.
Yep.
I can do it by myself. Girl, don't you let him. Girl, I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have to marry him. To all these women who rather have a baby by a man but not be married. Literally, they want to be a baby mama instead of a wife. These are the results. These are their children.
I'm telling you, yeah, absolutely correct with your assessment, sir. Absolutely correct. And I want to go ahead here and give a shout out to Miss Loli Rada. Miss Loli Rada took our challenge on PayPal. Shout out to Miss Loli Rada. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the single mama epidemic in this country. I want folks to understand this is generations of single mamas, generations of no fathers in the home. That's what's going on here. And in this country, we have made it fashionable, very easy to have a child without a father being there and it being accepted. I want people to understand. These children grow up with a lack of a respect for authority. That's why they're doing all this. Why do you think a lot of children are gay now? Right? A lot of children are transgender now. Who do you think is a more accepting of that type of lifestyle? It's not the daddies. It's the mamas. I want people to understand. When you break down the family, when you get rid of the family unit, this is what happens. You get children without any real moral compass. They don't have any good morals. You're up over here jumping on cars, beating up folks, destroying public property without fear of getting your ass whooped. I want people to understand. If this was my generation, we would be scared, right? We would be scared to get our ass whooped by our daddy at home. As soon as you're doing something that is not good, your behind will start itching. And you know why your behind's itching? Because it knows later on you're going to get an ass whooping. But these children here do not fear that at all. We live in the age of no shame, where they can do this type of nonsense, and there will be some idiot out there, some politician, some baby mama out there willing to put out an excuse and blame it on emotion and all sorts of other dumb stuff. Last words here, Jamal.
I would like to thank Miss Lolly Ryder. Miss Lolly Ryder, thank you for your kindness and generosity to PayPal. And I also would like to thank Miss Debbie Nelson. Miss Debbie, thank you for your blessing to the page through Cash App.
You know what, Jamal? Hold on. Before you go on, I want to go ahead and show this clip about this Walmart looting in Chicago as well. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to go ahead and show you guys this clip. And it deals with a woman who walked into Walmart in Chicago and was just gosh darn flabbergasted. I want you guys to take a look at this. Here we go.
Every grocery store looks like this. Everything is either on the floor. Look at this. Can't even get no fucking food for my kids, G. Look at this. Came in the store to try to buy something because I'm not a thief. Look at this. In my hood, can't even get no food for my kids. Babies need milk. Can't even get nothing for my kids, bro. I feel like an animal, and black people made me feel like an animal. Y'all did this to us. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the store. Look at this. But this is what we're fighting for. This is honoring George Floyd. People who already couldn't feed their kids, now they really can't feed their kids. Look at this. I am so devastated right now. I am so devastated right now, G. This is not okay. For us to have to live like this, we do stupid shit like this all the time, and we so black proud. We so black and proud that we ain't gonna never be honest and be real about what's really going on. Y'all are so wrong for this. You came in your neighborhood and fucked up your shit.
Wow. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You see that? A black woman came to reality. She came to reality real quick when her babies couldn't get nothing to eat. She came to reality real quick and say this black empowerment BS, excuse my French, bullshit is shit. My babies can't even eat. I can't get nothing to eat. She feels like an animal and she's blaming black people for this. Gosh darn it, Jamal. What do you think? What, heart-wrenching, ain't it?
It's beyond heart-wrenching, but you know what? It has to be said, Jermaine. You got to blame the black community for voting this in. We voted for this.
Yep.
So many want to sit here and condone it. And yes, it's sad, but they voted it in. They voted it in. They sat there and they chose it. They were warned. And I know she lives in the hood, and I know she lives in this bad area.
Mm-hmm.
But people was warned years ago. That's why Chicago has lost 4 Walmarts. I think it was 4. I think 4 Walmarts have left Chicago. They cannot keep up with the thuggery, the theft, and then having people like these so-called leaders stand in front of a camera and say, Walmart, you're at fault because you left. Walmart, this is your fault because you didn't stay and just give these people free stuff. Because that's basically what it is. When these businesses stay in these communities when they're constantly being stolen, it's constantly being stolen. Their insurance is paying for the stuff that's being stolen. They're losing money all because these black politicians and these white liberals are standing in front of these cameras because they want this behavior to continue so they can stay in power.
Man, oh man. I mean, I really feel for this woman. I feel for everybody over there. Everybody who's not with the BS. This type of behavior, ladies and gentlemen, will only stop when people who live in these communities start realizing what the real deal is. They start taking accountability for their own actions. We have to be honest with what's going on. We have to be honest with the epidemic that's going on. And we have to, get back to the basics. That's what we have to get to. This is just absolutely crazy. I want to go ahead and give some folks a shout out here real quick. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to, and let me pull this up here, Keith Bridges. Shout out to Keith Bridges and my guy Shane Terry. Shout out to both of y'all. Shout out to both of y'all taking the challenge here. But it's crazy. It is. I want to go ahead here and show you guys one more video here. And it deals with the DNC in Chicago as well. Take a look.
The leaders of the DNC, though, don't appear too concerned about the city's high crime rate, which has caused thousands of residents and businesses to flee for safer neighborhoods and safer cities in recent years, as well as a handful of top companies which have closed their offices downtown.
Wow. So the DNC, Democratic National Convention, is going to host their event in Chicago where thousands are leaving because of the crime surge that is there. Now they say the devil's in Georgia. I believe the devil's in Chicago. And look at where the DNC is at right now, ladies and gentlemen. They going to Chicago right now. Last words on this here, buddy.
Jermaine, the Democrat Party having their convention in Chicago, to me, is icing on the cake. This is their fault. Chicago is their fault. You can't blame no one for Chicago except Democrats.
Yep.
Republicans' hands aren't in this. Republicans, conservatives, or libertarians. This is all Democrats. The violence, the robberies, the murder, and the community itself. Jermaine, in all of this, which we pointed out to teenagers, and the parents as well, because they should have had their butts home, but the parents would have been parents. But the voters vote for these candidates. They voted for this idiot Brandon Johnson, trying to look like a broke D.L. Hughley. Because all the black activists now trying to, all look alike, and they all a bunch of charlatans, race hustlers, and pimps. I mean, they literally pimping the black community. The black community is a hoe.
Yep.
A hoe on the street. Walking, standing out there. Big Daddy. There go my Big Daddy with the Cadillac. That's my. Look at him. You see my pimp daddy right there? That's my activist. Well, my pimp over there. That's who they are. And liberals, white liberals pull up. Hey, you gonna get in the car? Let me go check my pimp. Well, the black community is a hoe. The black vote's a hoe.
They certainly are. They just need a little bit of some cheese to do a few tricks. And it seems like the black community loves to do the Democrat tricks right now. I could tell you this is one of them. Let's go ahead and move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right. Senator Ted Cruz says Democrats in D.C. don't give a damn about victims of violence. I want you guys to take a look at this.
And Democrats in Washington have made a pattern of at least shedding a crocodile tear and saying, oh, I care about your loss. What was really striking about this hearing is those congressional Democrats didn't even pretend. They don't give a damn about the names that you were scrolling on your show just a few minutes ago. They don't give a damn about the body bags that are piling up. They don't give a damn about the over 100,000 overdoses that happened last year on Joe Biden's watch. They don't give a damn about the Biden body bags that are piling up on our southern border. And they don't give a damn about the murders and the gangbangers in New York City and Chicago and San Francisco and Los Angeles, in Philadelphia, in these blue cities with blue Democrats.
Wow. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Jamal? Now, Ted Cruz, he's been on my, not too good list for a while. His words always have been strong, but, a lot of the action has been a little bit weak there. But Ted Cruz is right on the money once more again. When it comes to the Democrats, he's saying, hey, with all these stories that people are sharing, with all the crime victims crying, the Democrats just don't care. And, I agree with him, Jamal. If you look at their policy and the things that they're saying, I mean, my goodness gracious, it's almost as if they're blaming the victims for this. What do you think?
Like I said in the previous video, the voters don't care. We got to put blame where blame is at.
Yep.
The voters don't care. They're electing them. Yes, Democrats are corrupt, sleazy, cheaters. Yes, they are. Demon, Luciferians, little demon babies. But who is voting them in? When somebody can look up and say, the reason why little Jamal broke into the store is because he needed college money. The reason why Shaniqua stole $400 from the Quick Mart, or Shanika stole money from Ching Chang's weave store, is because she needs more opportunities. It's excuses. Excuses are provided. And when the excuses are provided, the voters voted in. A voter with common sense would be like, that has nothing to do why she's stealing weave. Talking about that her baby hair. No, that's that weave you sat there and put that black gel down there and stuck it down. You ain't seen baby hair because you ain't had no hair when you was a baby. So these are the things that's going on. The voters got it's like when somebody who's a Democrat voter and they say, well, I'm not voting for this trans stuff. I'm not voting for this. Yes, you are.
Yep.
You openly know they're doing this. You cannot deny that your party is doing this. But you vote for them for what? Well, because they talk nice to black people.
Yep.
A con man talk nice when he trying to screw you.
Screw ya. Yep.
You got to blame the voter. The voter don't care. Long as they don't vote for them old racist white Republicans.
Yep.
Racist white Republicans. Well, I will be gladly to move beside some racist white Republicans because I ain't got to worry about them racist white Republicans breaking in my nice white house.
You got that right. Why do you think when black folks move and they get into a nice house in the area, you know what they say? We live where all the white people live, right? Even when they buy their car, a used car, right? What? How do black folks do it, Jamal? Yeah, I got my car from an old white lady.
Oh, I know my car good. She barely drove it.
Every single black fool say this. And they saying this, ladies and gentlemen, because they know that white people take care of their stuff. I want white people to know black folks are saying these type of things, uplifting you while they diss you. I want you to understand it. So don't you ever cry when black people are trying to put you down. Because when they putting you down and they walk away from your face, they uplifting you with other blacks. Absolutely. When black people move out of the area, they say, well, I live right all next to white people. This is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying this because, ladies and gentlemen, they know that, hey, when I move to this area, I don't have to deal with all this, right? They know what black folks bring. And instead of them to be honest about it, they know honesty in the black arena a lot of times ain't good. Because when you start being honest, you're dealing with emotions. Most black folks are raised by they mama, a woman. So they have a female emotion there. So when they hear something they don't like, right? And females know what I'm talking about, don't you, females? Women out there. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? When you hear something you don't like, you just don't want to listen to it anymore, right? And that's true with a lot, with most folks. But to the average woman, let me tell you something, it's really strong in her. Absolutely. When you don't listen to something, ladies and gentlemen, you don't get the truth. You don't get the other perspective that can really change, the dynamic in your life. And that's exactly what's missing in the world right now. They're not getting that truth. They don't want to deal with their feelings. And this has caused a huge issue. So that's what's going on. That is what's going on. You can't get around it. You just cannot. Until people are ready, especially black folks, to deal with that emotion, to sit down and deal with the truth, and to understand, hey, you know what? This black brotherhood BS ain't cracked up to what it's supposed to be. This George Floyd nonsense is all getting us caught up in things that we shouldn't be doing. Until that type of mindset comes down, this will become the norm, which is very scary to hear. let's go ahead and move forward. Let's go ahead and move forward here. Make sure you guys do us a favor, hit that like button. Make sure you do share. I want to speak to you guys about The View. Oh yeah, Whoopi Goldberg. She got a lot to say about Mick Mulvaney and conservatives running their mouth about Bud Light. And I want to go ahead and run this. When I come back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Small favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Before we start about this, I'm going to say this out loud. I'm a big Budweiser fan. When I drank, I liked my Budweiser, okay? So I have a lot of feeling about this. Bud Light's ad campaign with trans-influencer Dylan McDermott. Mulvaney, sorry.
Now you're breaking
ignited.
We have breaking news.
That's right. Ignited an angry conservative backlash and a boycott that included online trends of people posting videos destroying cases of Bud Light in various stupid ways. The company puts out a statement saying they didn't mean to address an issue that divided people. But I want to know, what are you so angry about? Beer does not have I mean, it's not a Democrat or a Republican. Yeah. It doesn't have a belief system. It's just beer.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, I think that these people that were destroying their own beer, which is also kind of dumb.
Well, thanks for the money.
Yeah, right. They also are making this out to be a trans. This is a transphobic issue, right? We know that this country is highly transphobic. And it's unbelievable to me that this still goes on.
Let's say that many of the transphobic people get the attention. I doubt that the country's as transphobic.
I hope the country is not as transphobic as it appears to be, but trans rights are under attack.
Yeah.
All over the place. Now, this is, and people are saying, this is an American beer. This is a Belgian company, okay? Like, it's not even like, where's the problem? Anheuser-Busch is a Belgian company that doesn't only sell Bud Light, but sells like beer in like 130 countries and stuff, and like all over the world.
Yes.
And all kinds of beers. Yeah. So that's why it's so dumb to me.
Well, also, listen, if it's an American beer, transgender people are American too. LGBTQ people are American too.
So
they have, you know, and the LGBT community has close to 1.4 trillion spending power, and some of it they spend on Bud Light.
Yeah.
So, you know, you know what I mean, look, this is part of a bigger campaign. Republicans are using all LGBTQ issue, whether it's transgender, whether it's...
No, they don't.
They are using all, you know, this paranoia, this fear, building distrust, building this idea that your kids are going to turn into whatever if they see, you know, an influencer posting, if they see a drag queen. You know, in the meantime, the NRA had their convention this last weekend.
Yeah.
And there were little kids as young as 6 years old. I think we have pictures, playing with guns at the NRA convention.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we've had 19 mass shootings since last Saturday. So tell you what, when a kid shows up with dying from a drag queen wound, then we can do equivalency of danger.
Or when a kid shows up at your door because he came to the wrong address and somebody whips out a gun and shoots him.
In the head.
In the head.
Twice.
There's something wrong going on. But maybe
Ralph,
maybe it's an issue that, you know, this person, this wonderful young person has 10 million TikTok followers.
Ralph. Oh, no.
And some of the people who were, you know, shooting up their beer that they bought with their own money, maybe didn't have as million.
Well, I
didn't have as many followers as the other people.
It was genuinely a smart move by Bud Light. They need to make inroads with the LGBTQ community, who, I'm sorry, tends to like craft beer and skinny cocktails, not Bud Light. So it's like they're reaching a community that's probably not drinking enough.
And let me stop it right here. I think I lost some brain cells. Jamal, my goodness gracious, I think I lost some brain cells, buddy. Listening to these airheads that are on here. I mean, my goodness gracious. these women can't think well. No wonder why women don't do good in podcasts. I understand why now. When you listen to this all day, ladies and gentlemen, my goodness gracious, your brain is like scrambled eggs by the time they're done. Jamal, these female, these women here, they're not even speaking about the real issue of the matter. It's almost as if they glossed over it and they just believe that, hey, conservatives are transphobic. They said that we're living in a very transphobic country, and trans rights are under attack. I mean, the stuff they saying is just blow my mind. Like they fixed their lips to say this. What do you think about this?
Barbara Walters should have put this stuff in the bed and had on a actual conservative on the show. Barbara Walters, she could have stopped this a long time ago. She could have had a conservative woman up there, Sarah Palin. No, she chose Meghan McCain.
Yeah, Meghan McCain.
She could have sat here and put someone up there. She could have had Candace Owens, and she could have set a standard. She could have set a standard, but she didn't. The View is nothing more than a bunch of DC, LA women, and of worst of all is Sunny. Sunny was the one who pushed hands up, don't shoot, and never apologized for it. She come from CNN. They threw her off CNN. She didn't retire. They threw her off because when that Michael Brown stuff fell apart and people saw what it was all about, they were looking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And she kept the notion. Anybody who wants to know, Sonny comes from CNN. Anna Navarro, supposed to be a Republican, is a Jeb Bush Republican. Okay, and the other girl who's supposed to be
she retarded too.
Conservative. I thought she comes from the Trump administration.
Yeah, and she's supposed to be her family's supposed to be very conservative. This is what she says.
Yes, so I'm gonna tell you something. This goes to show President Trump need to stop leaning on some of these people to unite and just do conservative. I'm gonna be honest. I love President Trump. I support President Trump. But some of his picks,
yeah,
I haven't heard Ron DeSantis with some of them. I'm like, come on, Don. But this show, for them to say a drag queen, nobody gets hurt from a drag queen show, and then they're stupid enough to show the rifle the little boy was picking up. Me and you been in the military. You know the piece that go inside your rifle you put in when you're walking and when you're in basic training. Mm-hmm. And before you go to the rifle range and do your zeroing in your rifle, you got your what do we call it? It was red and it's screwed down in the front of your barrel.
Yeah. Is it some barrel
That's
stuff?
Literally what they had on all those rifles there, so nobody could pick one up and shoot it.
Mm.
But they so stupid and don't know guns, they didn't recognize it. They were showing the safety switch.
It blows my mind that these women can talk like this. They don't even speak about how Mick Mulvaney and folks like him are taking away the sanctity of being a woman. They don't even speak about this. They don't speak about it at all. They don't speak about the real reasons why folks are mad about this. They just believe it's just about beer. Hey, the trans people are Americans too. I mean, aren't they? I mean, this has nothing to do with just the folks being trans. Not at all. This marketing ploy that is being pushed is an agenda. Something that these ladies don't want to speak about. They don't want to speak about their drag queen story hour shows that are putting the wrong idea in our children's head. They don't want to speak about gender dysphoria or body dysmorphia that has been basically normalized in this country. I want people to understand trans folks used to have something called gender dysmorphia. They're confused about their gosh darn gender. It's in the DSM-5 book. It's still there. I want people to understand it's a psychological condition. And instead of us to approach it like we used to back in the day, they have normalized the crazy. They don't even speak about how bad this type of lifestyle is and promoting it, what it will do to a generation of children. They just don't care. These women are talking about nothing. But yet, there's a whole bunch of people out there, mainly liberal, mainly women and beta males, who think like this, who don't have a problem whatsoever with the Mick Mulvaney stuff. They don't care about none of that stuff. It's all about emotions. It's all about identity and how they feel. That is it. If you can hit those three categories, you got them. They could care less about anything else. And I think that people on the right have to understand that they have to stand their ground on this. Right? Yet you move from the gay issue, I understand that. This issue you cannot move from. This is a family destroyer. It's a society destroyer. I want people to understand this trans crap destroys societies.
Yes.
We have to stand up. We have to stand for the truth. We have to be the eye of the storm. Brother, what last words on this? What do you think?
This is a perfect example of what's destroying America. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people may not like it, but feminism really destroyed America.
Absolutely.
Because it gave people power who didn't deserve it. It gave people power based on the anatomy between their legs instead of really seeing if they deserved it. It bought into a lie that women are just as strong and capable of men, which they're not. And when you look at the view, you look at a bunch of liberal women who have no interest in preserving the nation. It's like they have no one there to push back.
Yep.
Live on air. And Disney doesn't want it because ABC is under Disney. Disney can say, you know what? On this episode, we're going to have Sarah Palin and we're going to have Candace Owen, or we're going to ask Steve Crowder to explain why he's on Rumble. They don't have people up there because all the View is for is to keep the idiots in the pen. They're little, like anybody ever deal with farm, you got a hog pen. And you got these hogs, if you run them one way, the other pigs go right behind them. And that's what they're for.
Len Scott got erased. Some liberal buffoon on Facebook. Lynn, you're gone. I banned you. Yup, I scratched my nuts and then I went and pressed the ban button. I certainly did. Banned. Hold on. Banned. And then more liberals out there who want to run their mouth about President Trump. Right? I understand. He lives rent-free in your brain. And I understand you're retarded as well. Please show us your retardness, if that's even a word. And let me ban you. Oh, yeah, just let me ban you. Yeah, Jermain like the ban. I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and move forward. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. Make sure you share. Oh, yeah, make sure you do share. Craziness. Let's go ahead and move forward. I want to speak to you guys about Twitter. Elon Musk, he sat down and did a very, very powerful interview. Now, I don't know if this interview is a distraction. I don't know if it's it seems like it's a genuine type of interview, and I believe it is. Elon Musk is saying that the government is crazy. He's saying that the government was in the business of looking in people's Twitter DMs. And me hearing this, ladies and gentlemen, I've already, had a suspicion of this. And it's been certainly cleared up now. And I believe most of the platforms that are out there, the ones by the CIA, like Facebook and the rest of these ones here, I believe that a lot of them are being hacked as well by the government, and they're being looked into as well. I want to go ahead and run this story. When I come back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Has the government seen your private messages? Here we go.
But first, massive news today. Twitter CEO Elon Musk has revealed the social media platform has been handing over private messages to government agencies. Twitter has in effect been acting as a spying tool, and not just for the United States, but for foreign governments as well. Elon Musk made this stunning revelation in an interview today with Fox News host Tucker Carlson. Here's what he had to say.
The degree to which various government agencies had effectively had full access to everything that was going on Twitter blew my mind. I was not aware of that.
Would that include people's DMs?
Yes. Yes, because the DMs are not encrypted.
What you just heard there, the CEO of Twitter admitting that private direct messages, that's what DMs are, private messages on Twitter were being handed over to governments, to intelligence agencies. This is a massive invasion of privacy, a huge data breach. How can a social media company hand over your private messages to intelligence agencies, to foreign governments, without your permission? We think cyber hacking is a big issue. Well, this is willingly handing over your personal information. It's a scandal, and there needs to be an inquiry into how many people's messages in which countries have been handed over to which foreign governments and for what purpose. The left-wing media in the US have turned against Elon Musk since he changed their Twitter app and allowed people like Donald Trump back on the platform, although Donald Trump hasn't chosen to take him up on that offer. But the left here, the media outlets like the New York Times and the Washington Post, they need to be demanding answers here and investigating why this serious data breach has been allowed to happen.
Wow. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. Let me go ahead and give somebody a shout out here. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Iowa Hawkeyes. 1, 2, 3. I believe that is Mr. Larson. Shout out to Mr.
Yes,
Larson.
it is.
Took our Rumble challenge here. Donated 5, says, can we get 9 more to match this tonight? Paying those Rumble dues. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Iowa Hawkeyes 1, 2, 3 became a monthly supporter. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and give you one of these. Shout out to Mr. Larson, Iowa Hawkeyes 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. When it comes down to this story, ladies and gentlemen, my goodness gracious, let me tell you, this should be the #1 story here in America. Screw everything else. This should be the #1 story here in America right now on how our government is spying on all of us. But it's not. They want to talk about TikTok. They want to talk about the cats, the dogs, the paint on the wall. They don't want to speak about this. And let me inform everybody, I don't believe that this is the only company that they're doing this with. I believe that they're doing it with most of the major tech companies here in America. I also believe they're probably doing it with the phones as well. Just because we sit here and we scroll through term agreements on our phone or term agreements on the app doesn't mean nothing. They can write, hey, we will not, sell your information. While they say that, they sell our information. And guess what? There's nobody suing them. Now we get the real business. We get the real deal of the matter. Our government criminal as hell. You can't get around it. We don't have a very good government. If people don't know this by now, you better know it. We don't have a very good government. And it seems like our government right now is being ran by a rogue group. And I don't believe it's the people who are in office. I really don't. If you got the CIA and the FBI doing criminal behavior and nobody checks them, you got the government doing stuff like this, private entities doing stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen, we're in big trouble. And I don't think most Americans understand how much big trouble we are in. I don't think it has dawned on most folks yet that, hey, our government ain't really that good. Our government really criminal. And I don't think that hasn't reached some people's brains yet. Right? Our old America has been gone. I believe it's been hijacked. There was a coup. there was a coup in this country. And most of us didn't even know it until Trump came along, and then we found out there was a real coup. Trump exposed the coup that, hey, our country is taking over. Right? And it was shown it was taken over at their last election. Yeah! Brother, what do you think about this?
Elon Musk showed that what we knew was true. Democrats try to gaslight us. They revel in us knowing what they did. They dangle it in our faces. And But we just, well, you got any proof? You got any proof? They love doing that. That's like to know you're getting over on someone, to know you're using them. Like right now, I'll be honest with y'all. If y'all don't know, YouTube, I told y'all that Facebook has been, blocking me from certain features. I done sent Jermain a video 3 times. Won't even show up. And I'm talking through Messenger. I can't even send Jermain videos through Messenger. People are really seeing what these tech platforms are all about. These tech platforms, what they're doing. Elon Musk showed the world what Twitter was. Twitter was nothing more than a Democrat propaganda, and Elon Musk showed the world. Like I said, Elon Musk, he told people he's not a Republican. He didn't vote for Trump. He said, matter of fact, I voted for Biden. He told people the truth, but he regrets that vote. It's too late now. But he did make it up by buying Twitter and showing the world that we've been we were right. What Twitter did was, Twitter is like, your girlfriend, for all you ladies, for everybody, for the ladies, or I'm gonna say men, for all the guys, she doing something behind your back, but you just can't, it. I'll go to home and I'll come work. It's just you. But she accidentally leave her phone unlocked. And there you go. They're the guys sending the what pics.
Yep.
Rock hard. And she putting hearts on it saying, I can't wait to touch it tonight. That's what Elon Musk did. He showed you the meat shank pics. That
ain't lying.
The girl you knew was cheating on you been receiving and showing you that she was sending back nude pics too. That's what Elon Musk did. He gave us a peace of mind that we knew, we see, and they hate him for it.
Absolutely. He let us all know that everything that we thought was going on was going on. That's what he did. Shout out to Elon Musk. He did. And I think at a carnal level, he actually knows that if he goes along with the takeover of America, there's this new group that's in charge. I don't even know who they are. There's some group in charge though. If he goes along with them, he knows that America's over. He knows that in a sense, him and his platforms and the things he's doing is over. I think he's smart enough to recognize that. That's why he's doing this type of stuff. That he's saying, hey, I'm not one of you guys here. Look at what these people are doing. He's trying to wake up the folks here in this country. If Elon Musk came out tomorrow and said, hey, I know who all the criminals are in this country. Hey, our country has been taken over by such and such folks. A lot of people won't even believe him. That's how brainwashed we are in this country when it comes down to the truth. We just don't know where it's at. But there's folks who are using common sense, and by their use of common sense, they get to the truth very easily. And that's why I tell folks to use common sense, use logic, because that is the only way that you get through a lot of the BS that these people are putting out. They don't want you to use your brain. They want you to use emotion. They want you to think like the way they do. And you can see it doesn't turn out very well. This story should be #1 in this country about how tyrannical how authoritarian this country is now. But it's not. The folks who are in charge won't allow the legacy media to put anything out. They won't at all. That's where we're at right now. We're living in a very dangerous time. Look at what's going on with President Trump. The criminal cult is trying to go after Trump. This ain't just a Democrat thing, let me tell you. It's some criminals as well. And I believe it's a global cult that's going after him, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah, don't just think it's just Democrat. Oh, it's just the Democrats in this country going after him. It's the folks who hijacked the country who are going after him. Because they know that Donald Trump is probably our last hope here in this country, believe it or not. To change stuff around, to point out who's the boogeyman. If Donald Trump doesn't point out the boogeyman, nobody else will. I want folks to understand. Without him, we wouldn't know who the boogeyman is. Or the boogeymen. And there's a whole bunch of them. So they want him gone. So that everybody can go back to sleep. But it's not going to happen so easy for them right now. There's too many people waking up. And the more they push hard on what they're doing, the more they get exposed. And haven't you guys seen this? Right now, if they just stop what they're doing and allow everything to die off, they could get away. But the more they push, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the more they get exposed, the more people wake up. And one thing I do know about their traits that they put off, that they will never, ever, ever stop. They will keep going because that's a Luciferian trait. They want everybody dead. They will keep going and they'll go even harder. So I'm hoping with how everything is happening right now, people will wake up to the fact that our country has been hijacked by a criminal organization. And I, ladies and gentlemen, international criminal organization, I believe it. I wholeheartedly do. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Last but not least, I want you guys to take a look at this. Ron Johnson. Very, 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 very big clip. Ron Johnson forces Secretary Mayorkas, Alejandro Mayorkas, to admit that the Biden administration has let over 6 million illegal immigrants in this country. Over 6 million. Take a look at this. Here we go.
Total nationwide encounters during the Biden administration, just shy of 6 million. Is that about right?
My understanding of apprehensions is almost 6 million. Yes.
Almost 6 million. They're saying it's more. And from the estimates that a lot of folks are bringing up, especially The Hill, shout out to the folks at The Hill, they're talking about over 40 million undocumented illegal aliens in this country. Over 40 million. And it's rising by the second. Jamal, what do you think about this?
We knew that this was going on a long time ago because it was right in our face. You had Republicans before they gained the House back going to the border, showing what was happening, dead bodies floating. Remember the National Guard soldier who lost his life trying to save illegal immigrants? The black guy? He drowned. Remember the people complaining about the rape camps, the women who's been raped? and Mayorkas sits right there and act like nothing is going on. The Democrat Party are brilliant at making sure they stick that knife in conservatives and turn it.
I'm telling
they
you.
They want us totally just living with it because they're trying to create new voters. What they're hoping in 1980s, President Reagan, a great man he was, had flaws. And his biggest mistake was when he allowed Tip O'Neill to convince him to do amnesty. When he did that, California was lost.
Yep.
Washington was lost. And Oregon. Those 3 states have been lost ever since they did amnesty. Then they went after other states, the Democrats. That's why they're trying to get Texas. I'm telling you people right now, if they get Texas, it's all over. We will be Democrat nation. Democrats will run this nation for a long, long time. And I'm talking 4, 5 presidential cycles, 20 years, 4 straight Democrats, 5 straight Democrats, transgendering stuff that we never thought. This is why they want them in. This is why when people say, well, we just can't pick them up and deport them. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And we need a Supreme Court justice that can look at the, I'm trying to think of that case. Versus U.S. It was about a Chinese American who was born here during, I think he had his parents was working on the railroad, came over here. They had a baby, but he said he was a U.S. citizen. They granted him all the rights and everything. No. 2 illegal immigrants should not be able to make an American citizen. Let me say that one more time.
They shouldn't.
2 illegal immigrants should not be able to make an American citizen. I don't care if it's 2 illegal Europeans. I don't care if it's 2 illegal Africans. If you are illegal and not a U.S. citizen, you should not get U.S. status symbol as a citizen. You shouldn't. Well, what about if they have a green card?
Nope.
Citizens only. No other country does that. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. Because probably some European nations that do it. Why? Because as everybody talk about the mean, evil Europeans, look what happens. They don't allow the floodgates of immigrants in. Rape has totally gone up in their culture. Look how much rape has gone up in Sweden and Denmark.
Yep.
Because those Muslim men and that blonde hair, just sweat going down her breasts. So they got to rape her. So it's illegal immigration, and what Mayorkas is doing is trying to flip Texas. Texas is their goal. And probably Colorado, because they done got Colorado. Because remember, illegals are going to vote for people who allows their illegal behavior.
People should know that Mayorkas is destroying this country. And he's not caring at all. Not caring at all. He can sit there with a straight face and say that over 6 million illegal immigrants have walked across the border, and yet he still has a job?
Yep.
It's ridiculous. It is. Liberals don't care about it at all because they believe it's, something that is virtuous. It's the right thing to do to let them come in here. This global cult that is out there, along with the criminal Democrats, they are destroying this country from within. They are. We can't even secure our country properly. That should let everybody know how much trouble we're in. We can't secure our country. That's like we have a hole in our house. We all live in the same house. And somebody has crashed into the side of our house. There's a big ass hole. And nothing but cockroaches are coming on in. Right? Yeah, cockroaches are coming on in. And as soon as we start to, rebuild the wall, we get people who are inside the house saying, hey, you guys are being discriminatory. Let them cockroaches in.
Yep.
Them cockroaches ain't do nothing. They just want a place to sleep and to eat. I want people to understand that's exactly what's going on. Now, I know there's some fools out there who will say Jermain's comparing illegal immigrants to cockroaches. Yes, I am. Yeah. Yes, I am. Because when they take a view of the illegal immigrants coming across the country, coming across the border, and the view is very up high there, in the sky, they look like cockroaches. They act like cockroaches. Gosh darn it. They bug like cockroaches. But besides the cockroaches, ladies and gentlemen, they destroying our country. So we have to be honest about this. We have to stand up for what is right. We need to hold the line when it comes to Republicans and speaking about these type of issues. They have to be on the ball. Certain issues they have to bring up all the time. This issue needs to be brought up all the time. Because without getting illegal immigration down in our country, Republicans will forever lose. We need illegal immigration solved. We certainly do. We need this crime wave to be solved. We need the tearing of the American family to be solved. And Republicans, they have work to do. They do. The Democrats ain't going to do nothing. Republicans have work to do. And we got to see how much work they're willing to do. And hopefully they're willing to do a lot. Buddy, pal, that is the show for tonight. I want to thank you so much for coming on in here. I also want to thank All Save None for Later. Donated, took our challenge. Let me go ahead and give you one of these, All. And I also made you and the Rapper 1000. I made y'all mods. So shout out to y'all. Made y'all mods on Rumble. I want to thank you. Thank you so much. Jamal, I want to thank you so much too for coming down. Well, not coming on and, hanging out with us and giving out the good word. Any last words for our beautiful crowd here, sir?
I would like to thank everybody who gave and donated to us tonight. For everyone who donated last night to me on Rumble, please forgive me. I was really into it, debating. I was going back and forth with somebody, and not Tuesday night, but Monday night. So please forgive me, anybody who donates to Rumble. Sometimes y'all don't understand me and Jermain when we're going along. Yes, it's not like I can just, hey Jermain, we just talk. No, sometimes we're doing a lot behind the scenes. So we appreciate, especially to Rumble. If you are on Rumble, we love when you do the super chats because that shows, because other pages monitor us. They monitor us. What are they doing? Well, they're seeing Rumble let you keep your money. Rumble helps you out more, and it's more profitable, and it helps conservative voices. You actually are helping conservative voices when you donate through Rumble Super Chat. Just want y'all to know that you are helping conservatism. You are helping our message, the message that you like to hear, taking it to the Democrats, because the more Rumble expands, the more Rumble does, the better things are for us. But once again, thank you, Jermain. Thank you for having me. And like I said, when you get her, I want to thank Shane Terry. Thank Shane Terry for his kindness and generosity he gave through PayPal. Once again, thank you, Shane. But for everybody, God bless you. And of course, good night.
Absolutely. I want to thank everybody for coming on in here, hitting that like button, sharing, hitting that heart button as well. That also does a lot of wonders. I want to thank everybody on Rumble for sharing, for hitting that thumbs up, and for donating. And I also like to thank everybody on YouTube as well. All right. So without further ado, you guys take care. Have a very, very, very good night. And we'll catch you guys here later with another edition of Conservative Nation. You guys take care. Have a very, very good night. Goodbye.